What's up, Core? Thanks for watching Crawl Off Road again. I know it's been a minute since we put any videos up. First things first, I know I've been telling everybody to help me get to 500 subscribers and been pushing everybody to try to subscribe. And you guys are doing it. The last time I looked, it was like 3 something, and then I looked the other day and we're over 400. So you guys are really stepping it up and I appreciate it. Thank you. I know I haven't put any content out lately, but not everything works out the way that you plan it to all the time. I got pretty sick. I've been in and out of like 3 different hospitals in the past 2 or 3 weeks and dealing with a lot of stuff like that. And I'm just, just like everybody else, I got a wife, I got kids, I got responsibilities and families and all that stuff that has to be taken care of first and situated and dealt with before I can do like the fun stuff, ripping and tearing on buggies. I think we got everything straightened out now. I'm feeling a little better, so we're gonna get back to breaking shit on these CF Motos. So huge thank you to everybody who's been subscribing and watching and everything like that. I really appreciate it. And we also are gonna try to step it up from here. We're gonna start really trying to figure out what these CF Motos are all about. Are they worth the money? Are they junk like everybody said? No, they're not. But we're gonna start doing what we do, and yeah, so we're gonna get back to it. I just wanted to say thanks to everybody for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the button. It's gonna get good from here, I promise you. We're stepping it up. There's gonna be a lot of carnage, a lot of crazy stuff to come from the Crawl Off Road channel from here out. Like I said, I'm still not feeling the best to get out and ride, and it's been like 60 all week, and then today it's 30s, so it feels super cold, so nobody's really too eager to get out and ride. So I thought I'd make a video kind of talking about the buggies that we have on the core team here and kind of run you through any issues we've had with them or things that we like about them, things we don't like about them, stuff like that, and just kind of give you like the rundown on all the machines that we have. 4 CF Motos now that we're running, so we just kind of check them all out. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the video. If you do, smash the like button, drop a comment, tell me what you think. If you're running a buggy, you see something similar, or you know an issue that I don't mention, let me know, because that's the whole point of this channel, is to find out what these machines are all about. What can they take? What are the limits of them? Are they even worth half as much as the Razors and the Can-Ams and all that crap? I think they are. I think we're proving that it's the latter. I think we're proving that the Razors and the Can-Ams and all them brands are good brands, but maybe they're not, they're a little hyped up. You're paying that money just so you can say to your buddy that you paid as much as he did. I'm not that kind of guy. I'd rather leave your ass in the dust with a pocket full of cash, because I spent 16 and you spent 36, but whatever. So yeah, we'll get into the video. We'll show you guys the machines that we got, and that's it. Let's get into it. Thanks for watching Crawl Off Road. All right, so we'll start off talking about old Spartan, the old RZR killer here, which, let's face it, that it is. Your RZR cannot touch it, so deal with it in your own terms. I'm sorry you spent all that money for a second, but it is what it is. So this is the first CF Moto I bought. It's a 21 Z-Force 800EX. It has kind of low mileage, almost 1,200, 1168. So not really too high mileage. Obviously, I put the windshield on, soft back glass. We got came with the mirrors, but they're useless. We got the rear view mirror up here, which helps. Upgraded the harness. I have one over there, just never put it on. That's pretty much it. Inside, I have a radio. I don't have it in yet. I don't have it in right now, but I do rock the radio in there. The mods that we've done, we did this intake breather, which you can't really see, which I have a video talking about that and how I did it. It works phenomenally well. It's really great. It works really good. I had a few issues with it, tweaked it. It's pretty much the way it's gonna be, the way it is. It works awesomely. So, we also did the RNG mods. We have the Stingray mods, Helix in it from RNG Performance. We have the RNG Performance Clutch Kit. And we have the old RNG's old exhaust one here. Now I really like this exhaust. I like the sound. It's not too loud. I like it. I might change it just to get a little something new, a little something sound different. But I really like that, the way it is. It's super snappy. And we also tuned it while I was at RNG. That, really brought all the mods together. We got a little more fuel in it now, make up for the air, more air coming in, more air flowing out. It's super snappy, super responsive, and it's quick as Other than that, I got the 2-inch bracket lift on, the 29-inch terabytes, still stock wheels. We're running 2-inch spacer. I deleted it's an EX, but I deleted the fender flares so it looks like the trail model, but it's obviously a lot wider. Issues I've had with this machine, you can go back through and look at some of the stuff that I've done to it or with it. We're not exactly easier on it. I try to run my stuff harder than you're gonna run your stuff, and I think I do. So, but that's because I want to test it. I want to see, you know, just because it's half as much, well, maybe it's not even worth half the money. I think I'm proving that they are, and a lot of people don't like that. But the issues I've had with it, full disclosure, every issue I've had. Number one, put bigger tires on, broke axles. Broke this right rear axle and that left front axle. Now, I think both times I broke an axle was driver error. People that actually ride their machines and do the kind of stuff that I do understand that you break axles. It's not necessarily it's not necessarily a design flaw or anything like that. Usually it's driver error. Both times, one time I was in a big ditch mud hole thing at Rush Off-Road Park, and I was wide open 4 low, bounced it off the rut walls that were literally like 3 feet tall. You can go back and look. And then we broke that front axle. So that happens. The other time I broke the rear, I was trying to climb a wall that was taller than the buggy is, and I was about almost cresting it, wide open 4 low, diff lock, slid back down, never let off the throttle, slid back down, hit that right rear tire, hit the ground first, broke the axle. It was wide open. If I would have let off, probably wouldn't have happened. Both times. The downside is there's not really a lot of options for upgrading axles, which, you know, is what it is. If you upgrade an axle, then, okay, your axle won't break, but maybe your diff does. Then it starts the whole upgrade process. So, but I can run the crap out of it the way it is and not break axles. So I don't really think that's a major issue. The major issue is the bolts backing out. Random bolts just backing out. I noticed today the roof bolt's gone. You seen where the bolts on the bottom of the motor actually backed off just enough where it started to leak oil. I was able to tighten them up, get the oil to stop. So I actually pulled them out one by one, put a little bit of blue Loctite on them, put them back in, torqued them up. Haven't had an issue with it since. The steering rack bolts also came loose. Same thing, put a little Loctite on them, torqued them down. That was recent. I don't think they'll back off again, but we'll see how it goes. Basically, we're just going through it as we go along. We find something that's loose and we tighten it back up, throw a little Loctite on it, and we don't have that. Hopefully resolves the issue. Now, if you don't pay attention, if you don't maintenance your machine, I don't care what brand it is, you're gonna have issues. I'm able to catch, I was able to catch the bolts on the motor when it was just dripping oil. I didn't run it without oil or wait till the bolts fell completely out or whatever, you know. Take care of it, tighten it up. If you ride like I ride, then you should maintenance more than your buddy who just lets his kids drive around the yard, you know? So that's pretty much it as far as Spartan goes. I think for 1,100 miles and the abuse I've put it through, I think it's holding up phenomenal. It still looks really good when you clean it up. It's obviously cleaned up a little bit right now. I didn't take a lot of time because it's like 30 degrees out here and it's just a pain in the butt to try to clean stuff. But it's holding up really good, I think, you know. We also had the Super ATV metal lower doors on it. Probably not going to change much to it. Might bump it back down actually to just a 28-inch tire, and that'll be the way it is. So, but yeah, that's it. I love it. It's only 2 years old, and I haven't had, I don't think, really any substantial issues with it that I haven't been able to fix myself. I haven't had to put it in the shop for warranty work, maintenance, and a few other odds and ends adjusted here and there, but nothing major, I don't think. You decide. That's the OG, the RZR killer, the bad bitch. And one thing you got to remember when you look at Spartan and you're like, oh, that machine's only got 1,100 miles on it, ain't even broken yet. And he's trying to say it's the best ever. The 1,100 miles, look back through the videos, it's all there. I got all the receipts. The 1,100 miles on Spartan, it's been through more hell than most machines with 5,000 miles on it. Like literally, it's not babied, it's been pushed, it's been tested, and it's held up, and it's survived. And for the issues I've had with it, I pretty much haven't had any based on what I do to it. Honestly, I thought it would be dead, gone, total junkyard by now, and it still runs as strong as it can. Bring your razor, bring your Can-Am, let's line them up. Let's rip it through the woods, let's see what's what. Just kind of a work thing, but it's great for what it does. We haven't had to do anything to it, obviously. It's only got 80 miles on it. But it's a great four-wheeler. So, yeah. So I won't really go too much into that because I don't really run it enough to get it there. But we might start running this a little more, getting it in some more videos, and trying to test it out too, because I know a lot of people run these C-Forces. I think they're pretty solid machines. I love the looks of these C-Force four-wheelers. I know a lot of guys that run them in the, like the A-Works races. Not necessarily the 600, but like the 1000s or even the 800s. And they really put them through hell, and they hold up pretty good. And so maybe we'll get started doing some stuff to this and really find out. And that brings us to the 950s, the most recent CF Motos. The most recent CF Motos we bought for the core team. Dad bought his first. They're both 2020. They're both 2022s. Dad bought his first. This is about a month older than mine. It's the HOEX. So it's about 2 inches wider. You can see it has the wider flares on the front, where I just have the nubbies for the Sport. These also come with bigger tires. These are 29s. I came 27s. Same tire, just 2 inches bigger. His also came with the synthetic rope on the winch. Mine came with the steel cable. We've used them both a lot. No issues with either one. Neither one of us really like the fact that you have to plug it in the glove box. You have to have the glove box open. That was really inconvenient, especially when he flipped this one over and trying to get it flipped back over, dumping everything. It was crazy. Whatever. But they're both holding up really well. I don't know. I think he just did the first service on this. Inside, they're both identical. You know, he's got the CFMOTO bag, the CFMOTO radio. I think that the whips CFMOTO. You know, CFMOTO's a great company. He's been getting a lot of stuff outfitted, you know, for comfort from them. But inside, they're pretty much identical. Switches are all the same. I got the same setup in mine. He's got his antenna switch mounted down here. It went in nice and clean. Looks real good. I don't have that because I don't have an antenna. But yeah, you can see he's 296, so I think he just did his first service, but hasn't had any issues mechanically with it. You know, he definitely, he's a rider too, you know, that's where I get it from. Not necessarily easy on it, but we take care of it. We maintenance it, and our goal is to test it and find the weak points and then upgrade them, which is kind of what we did. I don't know if you've seen the one video, he bent this lower tie rod here, climbing around on rocks in the creek, which I know that's like 90% of my content's climbing around on rocks and creeks. But he bent this, and instead of just replacing it, we actually went to our local fab shop. We had him use, this is same diameter, but this is a lot thicker steel, and we just had him weld in the factory ends, and so this is upgraded. Eventually the other three will be upgraded, so it'll all be a lot heavier, because if you've seen the video where he bent it, there's not really much to see. He was just kind of riding along with Bug, and then realized it was bent. I mean, he was on rocks in the creek, but we just didn't see what actually happened. Other than that, there's been like no breakage issues or anything like that, even with flipping it over. And that was like, dropped it off that was like dropping off like a good 4-foot snowbank, probably 25-30 miles an hour. flopped it over, we flopped it right back over, and haven't had any issues with it. The door got a little tweaked when that happened. It wouldn't stay shut. Took about 5 minutes, got in there, adjusted it, tightened everything back up. Works perfectly now. And like I said, it's pretty much the exact same. It's obviously it's orange. It's the Sport, so I only got 27s. You can see a little bit smaller tire. Wheels are exactly the same. Mine is also, I think, 2 inches skinnier, which I said, so I don't have the wide flares. I did put the CF Moto lower door inserts on it because I just feel like, why wouldn't they have just done that from the factory? They bolt right, they're all set up to bolt right in. Actually makes a huge difference in, like, I guess just comfort when you're riding. It's quieter, there's less wind, you feel a little safer, a little more locked in, tucked in. I put these mirrors on it. He went with the rear view. I bought a kit that actually came with the 2 sides and the rear view. I put the rear view over there in Spartan. I put the side mirrors on here. Works out perfect. I can see behind me, do what I need to do. I haven't had any real issues with this machine. I've almost rolled it a couple times. I've came pretty close to rolling it a couple of times. I certainly like running it, trying to find out the limits. That's the whole point of what I do. I haven't found any yet. I'm sure they'll come up. I also put some fog lights on there. Nothing special. The steel cable, I would like to upgrade that to the synthetic rope just because it's a little easier on your hands and lasts a little longer, I feel. But the winch we've used a ton of times, never had any issues with it. Yeah, I haven't really had any issues yet with this buggy, which is a problem. We'll get there. I will find them and I will break it, I promise you. Mine has 378 miles on it, so I need to do my first service. I haven't done it yet. I got a little more miles than he does because I try to ride mine. Any excuse I get, I'm going to take it for a rip. I take it for a rip. Other than that, that's pretty much it. All the different windshields. I went with the vented windshield so I can slide that open in the summertime, let some air in. He went with the solid windshield. The other thing I like about his windshield is it kind of comes over and closes this gap a little bit, whereas mine just runs right along the bar. So you get a lot of flow back through there, especially if you're riding in the rain. Both of them, the way the roof comes down or doesn't come down, has that vent in the center. They both, if you're riding in the rain and stuff, you get water coming back at you, which sucks, but it is what it is. And yeah, so that's the 950s. Now I can't really speak for Dad as to what his plans are for this upgrade wise, but I don't really know what the plan is, what'll come of that. I definitely know for this one, I want to clutch it. I don't think I'm going to tune it because I don't really see the tune being worth the money when you have the sport mode and normal mode switch. I think that when you kick it in sport mode, it really bumps up the throttle response. Everything's just a lot more edgy, a lot more aggressive, and I think it's where it needs to be. I think it fits well, so I think running the factory tune on it will be where I stay. My plans pretty much are pretty basic for it. I'd like to throw some wheel spacers on it, give it a little stance. I'd like to bump it up maybe like a 32 or a 34, and that's pretty much it. Just run it until it breaks, and then hopefully I can upgrade whatever I break. If not, I'll just fix it and keep breaking it and make something where I can upgrade it, and then I'll break that. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the plan with them. I got some lights and some fun stuff we're going to be putting on this one. I got some stuff I'm going to do to Spartan, but nothing too major. That's pretty much the plan. That's the CF Moto lineup. I mean, I've had four-wheelers and stuff ever since I grew up. I've owned every brand. I've owned a Kawasaki, I've owned a Yamaha, I've owned a Honda, I've owned Polaris, I've owned Can-Am. Dad had a Can-Am 1000. We've had T-Rexes, we've had Razors. Basically everything. I've either owned it or rode it or, broke it. So it's not really about saving money, but it's always about saving money, actually. But I'm not the type of person that if you have a $50,000 machine, I have to have a $50,000 machine so that I feel like I'm on the same level as you. No, I'd rather you have a $50,000 machine and I have a $16,000 machine and I leave you in the fucking dust with a pocket full of cash. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm doing. our CF Moto lineup as of now. I seen the new body style 800s. I like them. I feel like they really copied the Can-Am on it, but I feel like it's this front end with a Can-Am rear. But I really like the looks of it. I really like how they finally got smart with the doors and put a whole door on it. I think that's cool. I'll probably do a video about them if I can get around one. I don't think I'm gonna run out and buy one. My main reason would just be I don't really need it. And number two, if it had the trailing arm suspension like the 950 on it, I would probably take this tomorrow and get rid of it and have one sitting here. But seeing as they ran the same AA arm suspension as this one has, front and rear, I just don't feel like this suspension for the type of riding that I do, it's not going to get any better than this. So I don't really, if I was going to upgrade it, and after owning the 950 with the trailing arm suspension, I don't think I'd ever really want to go back. For the type of riding that I do, any kind of high speed or technical, it's just so much better. It's so much better. The difference is major. So I'm not gonna, I might, I don't know, but I'm not like in love with it where I have to run out and get one now. Like I said, if it had the suspension, and maybe the 950 models do, I don't know. I haven't really looked into them that much, but I know like the 800 trail, I'm pretty sure the 950, I'm pretty sure they all got the AA arm front and rear. So I'm not really too eager to run out and get one, but they are pretty awesome looking machines for sure. And I really like that they upgraded and went with an actual door on them. I like that it's like super, it just looks really refined. I just like it, but I also feel like it's kind of a copy. But if everybody does it, they're gonna look at this, they're gonna look similar eventually when you find something that's good. So, but there it is. But so that's the basics of our CF Moto lineup here at Crawl Off Road. That's what we got, what we do. We will find the limits of everything we own. We're going to be putting them through their paces. We're definitely going to be stepping it up from here. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that button. Now's a good time to do it. We're definitely going to step it up from here and see what these CF Motos really can do, really are capable of, and find out for you guys, are they even worth half? Because even if you got to spend half, if it ain't even worth that, you know what I'm saying? That's a problem. But I think we're leaning toward showing you guys the latter. But we're doing it 100% honest. Every issue I've had is content for me. If it breaks, I do not care. I did not design this machine. It's not my reputation. So why would I hide anything? I don't care. It's already you already say it's a CF Moto. It breaks all the time. My razor don't do that. Yeah, it does, dude. Shut up. So, but yeah, whatever breaks, I'm gonna tell you because I don't care. They all break. I'll break it, I'll fix it, and then it won't break, or I'll just repeat, whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching Crawl Off Road again, and we'll see y'all on the next one.